Let's be honest, the stock market is just a chaotic storm of data, right? For years, we've tried to navigate it all on our own. But what if we had an AI co-pilot? In this explainer, we're going to dive into that big question. Can this new generation of AI finally help us conquer the market?
Oh, we've all been there. You see a stock making a move, but for the life of you, you can't figure out why. You spend hours digging through news, but by the time you've finally pieced it all together, yeah, the opportunity's long gone. It's that classic feeling of always being one step behind. Well, this new wave of artificial intelligence promises to just slice right through all that noise, processing information in seconds, not hours. But here's the thing, not all AIs are created equal. So the real question is, which one is the right co-pilot for your investing style? To figure that out, we're putting 3 of the biggest names in the AI world to the test. So let's meet our candidates. First up, we've got Google's Gemini. Okay, think of this one as your ultimate news junkie. It's plugged directly into the live web, which makes it incredibly fast at figuring out breaking news and market sentiment, basically as it happens. Next, there's OpenAI's ChatGPT. This is like having your own personal quant. If you're the kind of person who loves digging into spreadsheets, crunching numbers from a data file, or even writing a little code to backtest a theory, this is absolutely your go-to analyst. And our third titan is Anthropic's Claude. Now this is the tireless research assistant. Its specialty is reading. And I mean really reading. Those incredibly long, dense documents like annual reports, finding those little needles in the financial haystack. So we have our lineup, the news analyst, the data scientist, and the deep researcher. Now it's time to see how they actually perform when the pressure's on. Let's get this performance review started. Gemini's superpower, no question, is its direct connection to Google search. If a company announced a merger 10 minutes ago, Gemini already knows all about it. It's fast, it's pretty good at fact-checking, and it can even interpret charts and images. But here's the downside. It's very cautious. Ask it for a straight-up stock prediction, and its safety guardrails will probably kick in, giving you a vague disclaimer instead of an actual forecast. Now, where ChatGPT really shines is its data analysis mode. You can literally upload a company's entire balance sheet and just ask it to calculate financial ratios or create charts for you. It's incredibly powerful for that kind of custom analysis. Its main weaknesses? Well, the web browsing can feel a bit slow, and sometimes it gets kind of lazy with long documents, giving you a summary that's just a little too brief. Claude's unique strength is just, wow. It's this massive context window. You can feed it a 100-page annual report. Heck, feed it 5 of them. And it will digest every single footnote, giving you these really nuanced summaries of business risks. It's an absolute beast for fundamental research. The trade-off, though, is that it has no live internet access. And it's definitely the most conservative of the 3. It will almost always refuse to speculate on price. Okay, so we've seen their individual strengths and weaknesses. Now let's put them all head-to-head and see how it shakes out. So when you look at this comparison, a really clear picture starts to emerge. For real-time data, Gemini is the hands-down winner. For reading massive documents, Claude is totally unmatched. And ChatGPT, well, it holds its own as a powerful data cruncher. But look at that bottom row. For technical analysis, actually reading charts, they're all just basic. And that, right there, points to a much bigger issue. Because you see, despite all their incredible power, these 3 titans, they all share the exact same critical flaw. There's something really fundamental that they are all missing. And it all boils down to this one simple line. These are large language models. Their job is to generate text. They can talk about the market all day long, but they can't produce the actionable, data-driven signals that a trader actually needs to make a move. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means they can't reliably spot something like a head and shoulders pattern on a stock chart. They can't scan the entire market in real time for that one specific setup you're looking for. And they absolutely can't send you a notification when a major hedge fund, a whale, makes a huge buy. They just weren't built for it. This huge limitation in what these general AIs can do, well, it opens the door for a completely different kind of tool, the specialist. This is an AI that was built from the ground up for one job and one job only, navigating financial markets. A specialist financial AI is a totally different animal. It's not a chatbot you talk to. It's a platform that's engineered with live data streams specifically to generate the financial signals that traders really need.
So these specialist tools have 4 key advantages. First, they have trading features that can automatically detect chart patterns. Second, they have access to institutional-grade data, like tracking big hedge funds. Third, they give you actionable signals, like clear entry and exit points. And finally, they have smart monitoring that sends you alerts that you actually care about.
So, after comparing the titans and meeting the specialist, what's the final verdict? What should the modern investor's toolkit really look like?
Well, the answer isn't to just pick one over the other. It's all about understanding their very different roles. You use a general AI like Gemini or Claude for broad research and summarization, to get smart on a topic. Then you use a specialist AI for the decision-making and the action to find a trade and actually execute on it.
So the ultimate copilot then isn't a single AI. It's a combination. It's pairing that broad, text-based intelligence of a generalist with the sharp, action-oriented power of a dedicated financial platform. That's really how you get the best of both worlds. Which, leaves us with one final, kind of provocative question. As these toolkits get more and more powerful and integrated, it seems like it's less a question of if we'll rely on AI for financial guidance and more a question of when. The algorithmic advisor is pretty much already here. The only question left is, are you ready to hire it?